Let's talk all things LegitScript. So we're going to talk about what is LegitScript, what does it mean to get certified, what types of businesses need to have this certification in order to be able to run Google Ads, and many more tips and commonly asked questions about LegitScript. And how do we know? Well, my name is John. This is Sadie from StubGroup. We are the #1 resource for fixing Google suspensions and complying with Google policies. And so we have businesses reaching out to us all the time, asking us questions and looking for help with how to go through the LegitScript process as it relates to Google Ads and be able to run. So let's jump in. First of all, what is LegitScript? Well, LegitScript is a third-party company. It's not technically part of Google or Facebook or any of these other platforms. It's a unique company, and they work with businesses who are in highly regulated industries. Think healthcare, for example. And they have a partnership with platforms like Google and Meta, where these platforms recognize certifications that LegitScript gives to businesses. And so, for example, if you're in one of these hard to or highly regulated healthcare verticals, Google Ads will say, hey, you need to get LegitScript certified before we will let you get Google certified to run ads in this area. So Sadie, my first question to you is, what are some of the types of businesses that you see that have to get LegitScript certified before they can run Google Ads?
Yeah, of course. So the type of businesses, there's quite a few. It's all like in the health industry. A couple of specific ones are online pharmacies, telemedicine, addiction services, and med spas.
That makes sense. And I think CBD is another one we'll see kind of commonly lumped in there as well. So Sadie, what are some things that advertisers can do before they apply for certification that will, increase the likelihood they get accepted, and maybe even cut down on the amount of time and back and forth before they get certified?
Yeah, great question. A really good thing to do is to go through the website ahead of time, since LegitScript will be reviewing the site and looking at wording and how the products are described and, shown to users, is to go through and look at any health claims, anything that you may use to describe the product that could be considered a claim or a guarantee of what the product's results are and the outcome of using the product. So going through and removing or softening language is a great thing to do, because LegitScript could flag it or ask you questions about it later, and it could make the process that much longer. So going through and doing that ahead of time is a great way to escalate the process. Another thing to do is to go through and see if you need any health claim disclaimers or just health care disclaimers in general, to see if there's anything that you need to add regarding like individual results may vary or the fact that the product is not FDA approved. Those sorts of things as well is a great thing to add. And then also going through and making sure that your privacy policy is HIPAA compliant, as LegitScript will also look for that.
Perfect. So be careful of claims you're making, add appropriate disclaimers, HIPAA compliant privacy policy. And there is quite a lot that goes into this, which we will often help advertisers with if they're looking for, more specific guidance. So if you're watching this and you want some help, reach out. We'd love to help you go through some of that language. So let's say you've got the website as good as you know to get it, and now you're going to go ahead and apply. How do you apply for LegitScript certification?
Yeah, so to apply for LegitScript certification, you'll have to go to their website, and under the tab certification, they have 3 sections, which is addiction treatment, healthcare, or CBD. You select one of those, and then you go through the checklist for certification that they have, complete anything that they list there ahead of time, and then go through the application after that.
What are some of the things that you've seen people do wrong when applying?
One thing that I've seen people do wrong when applying is that they are afraid after the application when LegitScript will respond with an email asking some more specific questions about the products or about their operations, or sometimes even their billing system. And so they kind of get scared that my certification is going to get rejected. That's not necessarily the case. It's just LegitScript asking specifically certain things that maybe weren't applied or clearly explained in the form itself. So the biggest thing is to be transparent and honest about your operations and your products and how you offer them. And if LegitScript has concerns, going back and forth with them and trying to be as compliant and transparent about it as possible. And if you need to make changes to how you operate with a certain product or something like that, be willing to be lenient and make changes so that you can get certified.
It's funny because, you and I, we spent a lot of time in the Google Ads compliance and suspension world. It's kind of refreshing to see that conversation with LegitScript, because in the Google world, there's really not a conversation. Google doesn't say like, oh, well, let me ask you this question and that question, or what are you doing here? It's very binary. It's very, you tell Google things and they say yes or no. So it's kind of nice to be able to actually have, a common sense conversation with somebody in this space. So
Yeah,
kudos to LegitScript for doing that. Big question that people often ask us is, how long does it take to get LegitScript certified?
That is also another great question. And honestly, the timeline really depends, because after the application is submitted, it can take LegitScript some time to review it. And then after that, they will oftentimes send you an email with follow-up questions or another part of the form that they want you to fill out again. And that can take some back and forth. So it's best to just make sure you have everything ready beforehand so that it escalates as quickly as possible. And if they do want some back and forth with you where they ask you questions, make sure that you are looking into each question clearly and responding to each one as clearly and transparently as possible. Don't be vague, because that's only going to make the process longer, as they're going to make more follow-up emails to get the correct answer. And honestly, it's something I do a lot when I work with people for LegitScript certification, as I help them through that process.
So let's say you've gone through it successfully. You are certified with LegitScript. Now, what do you need to do on the Google Ads side of things to actually start running Google Ads?
Yeah, so on the Google Ads side of things, Google Ads has a separate certification form apart from LegitScript. So you do have to go through LegitScript's form on LegitScript's site, and then you also have to do so for Google separately. And in order to do that, you will need LegitScript. Your certification link showing your website is certified under LegitScript. You will need that in order to complete the Google Ads certification form from there. But once that is certified, you should be able to run ads.
So two-step process. First of all, get LegitScript. Once you got that, then you fill out the form with Google. You get certified with Google.
Yep.
Answering some additional questions Google asks, and also providing that LegitScript certification, number, case ID, whatever you call it. And then hopefully you're good to go. You start running ads. Can you lose your LegitScript certification?
So there are ways to lose your LegitScript certification. For example, you have to pay an annual fee to renew your certification with LegitScript. And so if you fail to renew it, or if maybe you are not running things as compliantly as possible anymore, you could possibly lose your LegitScript certification that way. But as long as you run compliantly and you continue to renew your certification, you shouldn't lose it.
I know we've had some situations with clients where they changed their domains. Maybe they got certified with one domain and then they, for whatever reason, changed to a new domain. What do you have to do in that situation with the certification?
Yeah, so if you have two domains and you decide that you are switching to a new one, you want to advertise that one, go through LegitScript for certification for that one before you try to start advertising with it, as you will run into Google Ads issues if you don't have it LegitScript or Google Ads certified, both of them together. Either see if you can reach out to LegitScript and see if they will switch it over to that one, or just completely start a new LegitScript certification for the new domain and let the other one lose the certification at the end of the renewal date. Yep, and then certify with Google Ads.
That makes sense. Awesome. Well, if you are watching this and you need help with LegitScript or Google Ads in general, policy issues, you name it, we'd love to help. Reach out through StubGroup, stubgroup.com, and we'll look forward to chatting. And in the meantime, if you want a fun tongue twister, just try to say LegitScript 20 times, and let me know how it goes. So thanks, Sadie, for your time today, and thanks so much for watching.